What if I told you you can make the best prawn curry of your life in your own kitchen? Today we'll be making a Malabar prawn curry straight from Kerala, God's own country, featuring a secret ingredient you have probably never even heard of. I'm Shrikant Singh and welcome to our channel, Happy Bellyfish. Before we dive into the recipe, let's talk about that special ingredient, Malabar Tamarind. It's locally known as Kudampuli. If you have it, great. If not, don't worry, I'll share a substitute. This spice is easily available in India and in Sri Lanka, but outside India, especially in the US, it's mostly sold in capsules as a weight loss supplement. So please do not add these capsules to the dish. It does not work that way. I will leave a link to the right product in the description. The main ingredient here is of course prawns. It's prawns curry after all. But you can also use shrimps and other types of fish in the same curry base. It all works. I'm going to use fresh prawns for this recipe, but the big question here is whether to use the ones with the shells or without. Well, either one of them can be used, but it's easier to use the prawns without the shell, right? It makes eating a distraction-free and pleasant experience. But what is important is deveining. It is something that you have to do unless you want an upset stomach the next day. The more convenient option is to use frozen prawns. You have to thaw them by placing it in a bowl of tap water at room temperature for around 10 to 15 minutes. But nothing comes close to fresh prawns when it comes to the taste and the flavor. And fresh prawns, they also cost you significantly less than the frozen prawns. So let me show you now how to clean and devein the prawn for this dish. All you have to do is hold the prawn firmly and twist off its head and peel the shell. It's not running anywhere, it's already dead, it won't bite you. So peel away the shell like this, and if you wish you can also leave the tail, but I'm removing it completely. Use a knife or scissors to gently slit along the back. Now look for the thin dark vein, lift it with the tip of a knife and pull it out. It's not that hard, and honestly, after one or two prawns, you will actually not be disgusted so much. Rinse under cold water and they're ready to cook. But some people want the shell to be there. The prawns just looks bigger in the curry and it also tastes much better and much more juicier. So if you want to devein the prawns with the shell, then again twist the head and clean the insides. Then take a toothpick and the second ridge from the bottom, you have to prick it there and then pull the dark vein out. Once the prawns are clean, we'll marinate them with some basic ingredients. For marinating these 500 grams of prawns, add half teaspoon of turmeric. This will add some color and it works as a natural disinfectant. Half a teaspoon of salt. This will enhance the flavor. And juice of half a lemon or about 1 tablespoon of it. This adds a lot of freshness to the prawn. But marination is optional. If you love the strong seafood aroma, you want to feel that you are at the beach without being there, then you can skip this step. So that's a simple marination, and remember that when you marinate prawns, you have to do it for a very short time, literally just 10 minutes. Now we'll be prepping the ingredients for the curry base. Use 2 medium red onions which are finely sliced. In the original authentic recipe, shallots are preferred for its sweeter taste, but it's hard to find. It's not available easily everywhere. So if you don't have them, then onions will work. And a pro tip from a home cook here, that if slicing onions make you fear for your fingers, then use a cheese grater and grate it coarse. Now will an onion paste not do? No, we don't want it to become that fine smoothie kind of a gravy. We want some texture, some coarseness in it. Now take 2 ripe tomatoes that are finely chopped. Make sure that you don't leave it in large chunks because then it will take forever to cook and you will have large chunks of tomato in your curry. You will need 1 cup of these chopped tomatoes. Avoid using, actually do not use canned or pureed tomato paste here. It will not work for this recipe. Grate 1 teaspoon of ginger and 1 teaspoon of garlic, fresh. Do not use the ginger garlic paste that you get in the market. It has this vinegar and other thickeners in it. This is like your homemade aromatherapy. Just grate some garlic every day and it will keep all the unwanted people and the bad energies away. Take 2 green chilies, break the stem and make a slit. Remove the seeds and this way you can control the spice level. When the curry is cooked, you can also remove them and save the curry from becoming a fireball. To add a distinct earthy and bitter flavor, I will also be using some fresh curry leaves. Alright, now we are all ready to start cooking. Heat a cooking pot on medium heat. You can use stainless steel, glazed cast iron or traditional Kerala earthenware, which is called as Meen Chatti, like this one. This is widely used in Kerala, especially for making fish curry. I will also leave a link in the description if you wish to purchase one. Add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil for an authentic Kerala touch. When the oil is hot, we will temper the spices. Add 1 teaspoon of brown mustard seeds, half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, and let them crackle. Add 2 pieces of cassia stick, each one 1 inch big, and 1 star anise. So star anise can be substituted with fennel seeds. You can add half a teaspoon of that, while cassia can be replaced with cinnamon stick. Saute the spices for half a minute and add the sliced onions and saute for 2 minutes. Add the ginger paste and the garlic paste and saute for another 2 minutes until it's fragrant. So we do not want to brown the onions here. In this particular recipe, it must just turn translucent, it should turn soft. That's when the raw pungent smell of the onion would have faded and you can move to the next step, which is to add the chopped tomatoes. Once you've added the tomatoes, saute it for 2 more minutes. You need to cook it until the tomato becomes pulpy and soft. In my recipes, I showcase a variety of spices. Some are familiar to you, some may be unique, some might actually pique your curiosity. So if you want to explore them further, join my spice course or download the free spice guide. And since our local fishermen aren't sponsoring this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I promise you that you will love this recipe and all other recipes that we have on our channel. Lower the flame now and we will add the spices. Add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. I'm using Kashmiri red chili powder here, so it's not too hot. But if you have a chili powder that's hotter, then you can reduce the amount of chili powder you're using. Add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Toss in some curry leaves and the green chilies that you had slit and remove the seeds. Add 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, which is a must in almost every Kerala seafood curries. Add this Malabar Tamarind now. So this gives a smoky sourness flavor to the dish. Its best substitute that I can think of is tamarind fruit. It's also sour. And if you're using tamarind, then soak it in water and then extract the juice out of it, which is basically by squeezing the tamarind out, and the water that you have remaining, you can add it to the curry. And let's say you don't have either of this, Malabar tamarind or just the normal tamarind, then you can skip it. The outcome will not disappoint you. It won't be the same, but you can, still survive. Add half a cup of water and cook for around 3 more minutes. This will make the curry a little more consistent. It will make it much more smoother, to which we will add the prawns. But remember, you must just add the prawns, not the liquids that collected in the plate in which you had marinated the prawn. It's quite sour, it has a lot of lemon in it. So just add the prawns. Add another half a cup of water and stir gently. So if you have used fish instead of prawns, you must be very careful when you're stirring it. In fact, when they cook fish curry, they twirl the pan itself by holding it so that you don't disturb the fish. The fish meat is quite delicate, it might break apart. Now cover the pan and cook it for a further 3 to 4 minutes. Don't overcook the prawns, otherwise they will become quite rubbery, and please resist the urge to pluck a prawn each time to taste it until there's none left. Some people do that. They keep tasting and eating everything while they're cooking, and then they tell the guests they're not hungry anymore. The stomach is full with aroma. So yeah, leave the prawns in the pot. Now it's time for us to pour in the coconut milk. So this is a thin coconut milk, and if you're using coconut cream, which might be thicker, then you have to dilute it by adding half a cup of water to 1 cup of coconut cream. So the consistency of this coconut milk that I'm using will be very similar to a full fat dairy milk, if you have seen one. These days, all good things are not available in the supermarket. That's the big problem. Stir and taste, and if you wish to add some salt, then add around 1 teaspoon of it. Keep in mind that we had marinated the prawns with some salt already at the beginning. You have to be careful not to bring the coconut milk to a boil. Just cover the pot and let it simmer for around 2 to 3 minutes and then turn off the heat. The heat should be on low. In some recipes, they also temper it towards the end with some dried chili, mustard seeds and curry leaves. I don't do it personally because I feel it's just adding some more oil to get some extra bit of flavor. You can garnish with some fresh coriander leaves. It's optional, but it adds a nice floral touch to the dish, and some fresh curry leaves as well. Once you turn off the flame or the heat, keep the pot covered and let it rest for a few minutes. And there you have it, Kerala style Malabar prawn curry, rich, tangy, infused with the magic of Malabar tamarind. And the best way to enjoy it is with rice, not with naan or roti. It doesn't work with that combination. And while any rice would do, like most people eat basmati rice these days, I don't know why, it tastes best with parboiled rice or Kerala matta rice. It's low GI, it's very rich in fiber, it digests slowly, and if you eat it for lunch, you will have a very good afternoon nap. But one last thing to remember before you stow away the prawn curry that you have made, if you're going to have it for dinner, let's say you made it at lunchtime, you have to remember to remove the Malabar tamarind from the curry. All of it, everything that you have added. Otherwise, the dish will become so sour that you won't be able to eat it. The other way to use this Malabar tamarind is to soak it in water in a jar, and you can put this jar in a refrigerator. So each time you want to use this Malabar tamarind in your recipe, you can just use the sour water and you can refill the bottle to use it again. You can also drink this water like a health tonic. It has several health benefits. It's anti-inflammatory, it reduces your appetite, so if you're trying to lose weight, it might help. It also boosts immunity. So if you have loved this recipe, then don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe for more authentic and flavorful recipes on our channel. And I will see you soon in the next video.